come here.
Who helped you make that transition as you came?
Coach Beckton, Jack Stoll, Austin Allen, Kurt Raftal, all those guys, really helped me from day one. Stepped in, and were there for me. It's kind of crazy coming into a new place after being in college for 2 years. But those guys really helped me, and I really appreciate them for that.
How do you think you guys have played as tight ends here the last few games?
I think we've played decent. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. We've really been working on being more physical on our blocks and striking and driving instead of just going to block guys and holding them up. So Coach Beck and Coach Mayo really emphasized our driving in the run game, and then obviously we're still trying to find ways to get the tight ends the balls. So.
What have you seen from Ohio State's defense from the tape you watched so far? It seemed like early in the season, teams had decent success passing against them.
Yeah, obviously Ohio State's a great team. Their defense is outstanding. Their D-line are big physical human beings. So we're really going to have to work on striking them and being physical and driving on our blocks, and then obviously we got to find holes in the defense for the pass game. So we've got a great test in front of us and a great opportunity to go out and play against one of the best teams in the nation.
How have you kind of seen Adrian bounce back this week after that game on Saturday?
Yeah, Adrian's a warrior. I have so much respect for that man. He puts the team first in every situation. He's one of the best leaders I've ever been around in my life. So, he's bounced back. He's gotten the team back together, and he's ready to go out and play this Saturday.
What would you say that he's one of the best leaders you've ever been around?
Yep.
What goes into that?
He's always there for guys. He's a servant leader, and he is always trying to lead by example, always going around. He's one of the first guys in the building every day, going around, checking to make sure guys are fired up for practice. And he just does a great job making sure guys are ready. And, when guys are struggling, obviously we're all upset with how last week ended. And he was one of the first guys to, kind of gather the team back together and, rally him back and, just tell us that, we got to keep fighting. We got a couple more games left, so just stay the course and keep working our rear ends off.
As a player, does that mean more when it comes from a teammate rather than a coach to you, or I guess kind of how do you view that?
Yeah, I think it does. We're a brotherhood. Obviously, I love all these guys, and we're there for each other when things are going good, things are going bad. So having a guy who's constantly on you, being a great leader, trying to constantly make the team better is very nice. So.
Do you feel like you fill that leadership role in the tight end room at all with newer guys like Chance and Thomas?
Yeah. I think Austin and I kind of taken on that role over the summer and kind of over the past year. We've really tried to work on our leadership skills, and we're the oldest guys in the room, so we kind of like to take responsibility for that, and I think we've done a great job so far.
I know this is 3 games left. I know it's a sensitive topic. I mean, have you made any decisions about next year, or do you even think about that?
I'm just focused on Ohio State right now. When the time comes, I'll discuss that with my family and coaches.
Okay. When you say work on your leadership skills, what does that mean? How do you do that?
Personally, I read a lot of books. I've been something I really need to work on is being a better leader. I'm kind of one of those guys who likes to lead by example and not a real vocal guy. So I've kind of been coming, out of my comfort zone to be more vocal and get on to guys when things aren't going well to try and get things better. So that's really kind of what I've been trying to work on.
Who do you like when you talk about books? Who do you read?
Oh, okay. So I read what was that book called? The one about Kobe. I'm not sure what the title is. Yeah, a book about Kobe and all of his habits and his practice habits, and how he practiced. How he was a leader towards his guys, and not only on the practice or in the court, but also off the court. In meetings and stuff. And just his schedule and how he'd recover from practice, and how he would study the game, and obviously he's one of the best to ever do it. So it worked. So I've been trying to kind of work on things like that and kind of in a way act like how Kobe was.
Did you adjust your habits in any way?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I adjusted. There's a lot of things I'd never done before. So after reading that book, it's starting to work. I'm a guy who always thinks you can always get better at stuff you do. So I'm gonna keep reading and just keep learning.
When you said doing things you've never done before, like what's an example of that?
Yeah, so just recovery. Coming in as a freshman, a lot of guys don't really understand how the game has a physical toll on your body. So I was one of those guys who just came in and right after practice would leave. But learning as I've gotten older, you got to really focus on recovering and making sure your body feels the best that it will on Saturday.
Hey, did anybody ask you about taking on Karlaftis there?
Yeah, he was a great. He was a challenge. Man, he was physical, big human being. He's quick. So it was definitely a challenge, and I thought he played great. So.
Have you ever considered? Has anybody ever asked you if you would play tackle?
Tackle.
Yeah.
You must have been talking to a couple of my teammates because they're always giving me crap about moving over to tackle. But no one's ever said anything to me about that. If I'm sure if someone did, then we'd have to talk about it and see what happens.
So what did they say to you? You could be good at it.
Yeah. They said I could be good at it if I really worked at it. But I love tight end.
Sure.
I want to stay as a tight end.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna focus on getting better at blocking and catching balls.
Was that a lineman who said that to you, or a tight end?
Oh, it's everybody. It's there's Austin and then a couple of the linemen always give me crap about how they think I could be a tackle. So, but it's all fun and games. Nothing's all serious. So
Would that be? So Greg Austin mentioned it to you. Would that be something you would ever consider if you came back or for another year? Or
I'd have to talk about it with the coaches.
Gotcha.
So I'm just focused on being a tight end right now and catching balls and blocking. So.
All right. Thanks, Trev.
You mentioned earlier just kind of about what might still be out there for the tight end. I mean, what is out there for you guys in the offense still? What have you not shown you and Austin?
Yeah,
What do you can do?
Like I mentioned before, I'm a guy who always wants to improve on the field and in the film room as well. So I think there's a lot of things that Austin and I have definitely shown what we're capable of doing, but there's always room to get better in catching balls, driving our blocks, and just being quicker, being a more stout route runner, and just more power behind our blocks. So just simple stuff like that.
Thanks.
Good? Awesome. Thank you.